Yes. Just reading Luke 24. Yeah. Verse 25. Then he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? Now, it's difficult for you to accept that you're foolish. Oh. See, in your minds, you can do anything you want. Oh, fools. You don't have to enforce the laws. You don't have to allow me to sue you or have you prosecuted. But the fools that have been running the world, yeah, they said their computer does know everything. Well, your computer that doesn't have electricity doesn't know everything. Now, oh, fools and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Yes, ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? Now, since it's the end of the world, we can play this a couple different ways. You can keep control of the chessboard and you can keep acting like you're winning. And every time you obstructed me that I documented, yes, I'm going to sue you. And then you're going to remove your fraud and forgery from the court system of the United States. I'm going to get custody of my sons. They're going to live with me. Yes. And then I'm going to want to speak to that first volunteer about her living with me so that I can adopt her, known as Marilyn. Now, you said that picture of my sister Susan Bowers wasn't good enough. I think it is. I think I have every right to speak to any American citizen that wants to talk to me. And if she said, well, I don't want to talk to you, then I wouldn't speak to her. But you thought that I had to bring Mara Lee with her? Pope. See, anything that you manufacture that is not an actual person, because there is only one Marilyn. I thought my sons needed a mother. Yes. And since they need a mother, I thought it was easier for me, yes, to not date. Now, there are these lawsuits that I did want to name Maryland as a co-plaintiff on. Yes, the lawsuits that say that Squim Washington doesn't have to enforce her rights. Yes, the lawsuits that say right now that Marilyn Van Proyen isn't just as important as I am. Now, I don't consider her a queen. No. All I wanted to do was to have somebody that loved me, that loves my sons, yes, that wanted me to love her kids. Yeah. Now, it's a parenting decision. I don't want to spend the next 2, 3 years trying to date women, yes, to find that special somebody. No. What I want to do is talk to her about whether or not she wants to reside with me. And whatever we do after that, if she said yes to residing together, yes, we just hold hands and we talk together about what are we going to do as parents. Yes. Now, I've been suffering for the last 8 years because of her husband. Yes. Knowing that my state identification had been falsified. Yes. Her husband knowing that court notices were sent to his address. Yes. Her husband knowing the way right now. I thought she didn't want to live with him. Oh. Now, for every woman that found out that their spouse decided to make a lookalike of themselves, because you have to come to find out, a lot of them decided I didn't want to be married to a dog. Yes, because dogs make lookalikes of spouses, because some spouses decide I don't want to participate in your oral fish fixation. I do not want you to come to find out. Now, a lot of men they disagreed with the decision making of their spouses, and they said, "No, we're married. You're in the family. We never allow for the divorce of any spouse, knowing that we made a look-alike so that we could always have sex with the look-alike of the spouse, because the spouse that they married said, I do not want to have any sex with you." Poop. Now, there's the thought, right, that you're covering up this idea of entrapping women into an enslavement, where you know that their spouse made something that looks like themselves, yes, that happens to be, well, really very corrupt, yes. Torturous. Gonna take over. Yes, I'm gonna decide. Now, my thought was finding out that my wife had lookalikes appear in court and it wasn't her. Yeah. Finding out about all the forgeries. Yes, yes, yes. I would actually expose all of it. I'd sue. Pooch. I'd sue until you don't get out of prison anymore. I mean, it's the end of the world. Finding out that my wife really cheated on me, not just with other men, yes, but she had a look-alike sister, Georgia, that decided, well, I'm going to decide. And I said, no, I don't think you are. Now, just so you understand, okay? Yes. I need somebody that wants to volunteer to be the mother of my sons. Yes, that would want me to volunteer to be the father of her kids. And if we did get along really good, we would talk over all these different plans that I have as a man.